Howdy, everybody. It's been a little while. Have you ever heard the term fair weather friend? I'm sure most of you have probably heard that. We're going to talk about a few things, including my absence here, and we're going to make a little twist on the fair weather friend ideal, and we'll call it the bad weather prepper. That's what we'll call it. So stick around. Got some interesting insights, and going to tell you a little bit what's going to happen from here on out. So the father started some weeks ago, and he started really pushing an idea into my head, and that was to create a preparedness space, an actual preparedness space, because we do news here. I do go into prepping. I've done that ever since we started the channel. For over 10 years now, I've been doing news, prepping, throwing in as much important and vital information as I could possibly do. But he was wanting me to create an independent prepper space, and it wasn't necessarily for all of YouTube, all of the world, or anything like that. It was more to be locally focused. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been spending a fair amount of time thinking about and trying to organize this little preparedness space, if you will. And that includes video content, it includes website work, it includes a lot of different variables. You may or probably don't know. I had been experiencing some issues over at the Watchman News website for, I don't know, roughly a month or so. I'm not quite sure what they're doing on the server end, but it was wreaking havoc on my end. And every morning I was having to get up, go into my PHP manager, and swap out to an older version of PHP, and then right back to the newest version of PHP, and my website would start working again. And I kept trying to explain to them that the script that I was using, Joomla 5, was compatible with PHP 8.1. There should be no issues. However, they had some type of a cron job set up overnight that was going through and checking and changing, and I was able to figure out a way to get past that, to where that it would skip past the Watchman News website. And so I implemented a simple change, and it worked for several days. And then all of a sudden, the site was nothing but a blank page. I couldn't get into the back end at all. It was like my databases somehow were corrupted, and so I'm like, this is just insane. Being that I pay for the cheapest web hosting that I can find, I don't expect them to upgrade the PHP or anything like that anytime soon. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to wipe it. I'm going to start fresh. And I'm going to go back to Joomla 4, which is the previous version and not far out from end of life, so to speak, what they call end of life. So, but it is what it is. I'm running Joomla 4, and until they upgrade our PHP packages, there's not much I can do. It's what happens when you pay as little as possible for web hosting. So, it is what it is. So what I had decided to do, and I've got a few things to talk about, stick around, is I decided to just kind of combine the two, at least for now. And so when you go to the watchmannews.com, this is what the site currently looks like, and there's currently two sides, if you will, to the site, and that's the Watchman News and Militant, Geek, Preparedness. And there's nothing under the Watchman News yet. I have no idea even what I'm going to put there, to be real honest. And then the Militant Geek Preparedness, I've actually been putting in the videos that I had been making, and then each one has its own little separate page to where you can watch the video on the page, and it also has all the products that I covered from the video right there below it. So Again, it's just a rough sketch of what I'm going to be doing. I haven't fully decided where everything's going to go. But I did want to make you aware of those changes. There are Google ads running on the website right now. The only reason why is because I got a notice from AdSense saying that they were going to shut the account down for being inactive. That's because we're not monetized on YouTube, so there's not anything going in there from YouTube, and I haven't had their ads running on our website in forever. So I just did what I needed to do to get the ads to serve to the website, so it shuts them up so we don't lose our AdSense account. May come in handy later, maybe not, who knows. But every time that somebody I have them disabled right now. Let me re-enable the ads here, and I'll refresh. See, the ad automatically popped up on the, oh, you're not there anymore. Let me take you there. You see the ad popped up on the bottom there. There was full page ads coming up that was blocking the entire screen. I shut those off. I hate those things. I hate ads in general. But here's the thing, folks. All you got to do is visit the site. You don't even have to click on the ad. You don't have to buy nothing. You don't have, and it throws a little bit our way from Google AdSense. So not a big deal. I re-enabled them. I made sure that it's not going to do any of the full screen pop-up ads that you have to figure out how to close and all that nonsense. So that's what's going on as far as the website is concerned. Let's talk about why I haven't done a news show all week. Well, like I said, the Father came some weeks ago and put this Militant, Geek, Preparedness idea in my head and told me to run with it. Okay, so that's what I started to do. And I got 4 videos out, and I'm going according to a poll that I took over in our discussion group on Facebook. And so next up, there was a tie. It was either for important skill sets or alternative power / electricity, generators, what have you. And so I have to wait until I can mow the grass to do the alternative power video outside, so I've got enough room out there to actually work and show people stuff. And I haven't had a chance to do that. We're currently entering monsoon season, so it's going to be a little bit before I can get out there and mow the grass. So I'm going to do the important skill sets video first. And I was really putting a lot of time and thought into this particular video because I think it's very important. Number one is I have to make sure that I don't lose people when making this video, and I have to make sure that I really drive the point home as to the importance of some of these skill sets and the unimportance of a whole lot of skill sets. And I think that that is going to be something that needs to be covered carefully and in depth, and keeping people interested, explaining why, showing the differences. And so I've been spending a lot of time thinking about different aspects of that video and just how I can capture people in the video. What can I do in order to do that? And so I've came up with several ideas that I'm going to implement, and hopefully be working on that video within the next couple of days. When will I be back doing news on YouTube? My guess is probably going to be Sunday night, unless the Father tells me otherwise. I should be back Sunday night. Started out, I wasn't feeling the best, like Sunday, Monday, wasn't feeling the best, and that's initially why I didn't do those shows. And then, as I was getting ready to do like Tuesday's show, it was like the Father's like, no, step back. You need to step back. You've got stuff on your plate you need to work on. Step back. And I don't, I'm not gonna argue with him on that stuff. I'm just gonna do it. And it's a good thing I did, because it has allowed me the opportunity to reassess the prepper space, if you will. And, a lot of the things I had been calling out for some time. I had to laugh. Today, Pinball Preparedness put up a video this morning And he's talking about, all the crazy weather and stuff, how all these storms of a lifetime and whatnot are happening. They keep saying, this is a once in a lifetime storm kind of thing. And they keep saying that over and over. And they are indeed what we would consider once in a lifetime storms. But this is nothing that I haven't been telling you about for over a decade. You can go back to our first bits of video content in 2014, and you can see where I was telling people then about what the weather was going to start doing. I've been doing this for a long time. And so it kind of humors me when I see these quote-unquote preppers coming out with content, and they're just discovering this, right? Remember, especially when it comes to pinball, I'm the stupid guy that wanted to pair good, durable solar panels, that will last 20 to 30 years with my portable generator, solar generator. I hate that. I'm the dumbass that wanted to use good panels instead of crappy plastic panels. So if that gives you anything, it's mind-blowing to me, this whole supposed prepper mentality. It's so backwards. It is so backwards. I also was talking about other things even before the election. I was telling people that they were going to see some big changes in the prepper sphere, if you will, if Trump gets elected. And part of that is you were going to see a lot of preppers quit prepping. And I'm not talking about the content creators. They're out working harder than ever to try to get your views, to try to get your pennies. And, some people are realizing what I was saying. And for some people, it's pretty drastic. I caught Bear Independence live stream last night on Patreon. And it was kind of funny because his wife had to shut him up. But he was talking about how dire straits they have been in financially, and they've been running on reserves since November of 2024. What happened in November of 2024? Oh, Trump got elected. That's where I was coming from with the whole bad weather preppers thing. I was talking about this. I was warning against this, that if Trump got in office, you were going to see a lot of people drop off of preparedness. And I think it's a foolish idea. I think it's idiotic, to be quite honest. But it's just the way things go. And I tried to explain to people that, look, I've been doing this for a little bit, right? I'm not some Johnny-come-lately. Just because I don't have a channel of 100, 200, 300,000 subs doesn't mean that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I am just not a bullshitter, and I'm not going to come on here and bullshit people and pander to people and try to pump people up so they'll keep coming back to my content. No, that's not what the Father sent me here to do, and I'm damn well not going to do it. So if that means I hang around with 5,000 subscribers for the entire lifetime of my channel, so be it. Bear used to say, that he likes the four quarters philosophy, right? He would rather have a few good ones than a bunch of worthless ones. Well, that went all to hell. I mean, as soon as he hit 100,000 subs, it was all about pleasing mankind. And it's led to his own destruction. I mean, again, far be it from me to say that the Father won't send some jackass like me with a message to try to wake people up. It is what it is. That's what the Father does. He uses us in order to help others. And sometimes that help doesn't come in a nice wrapped package with a fancy bow and a smile. Sometimes that help comes with a good, healthy kick in the ass when we deserve it. And that's exactly what was going on with that. It's not that I hate Bear. It's that he was out of line. He was at the point that the Father couldn't speak to him, and the Father came to me. and told me to call it out. And I did, and it went ignored. Why? Because, oh, it's poor think. This guy's jealous. No. It's because I've gotten experience in that department of pissing the Father off royally to the level that he had to take everything from my life, everything, so I would take time to focus on him and find out the importance, most importantly, finding out the importance of keeping him the focus. Not making money, not making friends, not building a huge YouTube channel. None of that. None of that. And that's why it's important. You know, yeah, I lost my family. I lost all of my possessions. But in the whole scheme of things, the big picture, I'm blessed. I am blessed. Because I got taught a lesson that I would have never otherwise been able to be taught. Because I had so many distractions. And the same had happened with Bear. He had so many distractions. He had pumped himself up. He had built himself up. And regardless of the words that came out of his mouth, they weren't matching his heart. The Father doesn't go by the words that come out of our mouths. He ignores that. He's after what's in our hearts. So again, you know, you're going to see this falling away from preparedness just because it's, I don't know, they're sheep. They're sheep. Yes, the prepper spear was loaded with sheep. And that's just the way any groups of people are. A lot of people are just around for, you know, what they can get from it. Whether that's a little bit of entertainment, whether that's a little bit of fear, you know, adrenaline rush. Oh my God, the world's ending again. Now I got to do this. Now I got to do this. There are people that are creating problems just simply so they had something to do. I can't help that, but I can damn well report on it. I can talk about it. I can even try to fix it. But I can't stop people from being that way. It's the nature of human beings. You have a handful of people who are born leaders, and then you've got a swath of people that are born followers. That is what it is. And there's nothing wrong with being a follower, right? But just make sure that you base your life and your lifestyle on logic, not on impulses, would probably be a good word there. So anyway, I'll be around. I would expect I'll be back Sunday night. If not, just understand the Father's not done with me thinking. So, but I think I'm wrapping up my thoughts when it comes to getting this video made. Hopefully within a couple of days I'll get it made. Hopefully I can reach out and wake a few more people up, and even more importantly, show people that don't have a fortune, don't have a ton of money sitting around, cheaper ways to become more prepared, especially in my local area. Because you know what? I've long said, ever since I've had this channel, who are the most important people to you? A lot of people are going to say friends, family, children. The most important people to you are the people that are in walking distance. It's not something you hear. That's because I don't follow other supposed preppers, because they just keep continuing to follow each other and talk about the same things in a cycle, and it's just over and over and over and over again, and they never come out with anything new. Actually something new. It's mind-blowing. I've been on them about wood gasification for a long time. It's hard to even get them to mention it. No less make it an actual topic. they won't make it an actual topic because they don't have the motivation. They're too lazy to go out and learn and research for themselves. And so therefore it's just not important. Those aren't leaders, folks. Those are losers. I don't know any other way to put it. Anyway, I will see you soon enough. And hopefully Sunday night. Shalom.